Minecraft is full of hidden opportunities when it comes to designing new things that don't exist in the game. Like corn. I've always wanted to grow corn, but Mojang, those sons of bitch. You can build a cornfield using some well-placed candles and a bunch of ferns. The larger the field, the more convincing it looks. You can still walk through the cornfield despite all the candles, or you could even use it for some hide-and-seek games. And to really sell the farm look, add a tractor as well. This one is fitted with a cool-looking exhaust, vents at the front, big tractor tires, and even comes in multiple colors. Tutorial is on the channel.
Oh, and did you know that carrots, a crop that's actually in the game, has had multiple texture changes? A single carrot was originally a whole bundle. It was then changed to this potato-looking carrot before we got the beautiful pointy one that we have today. In fact, lots of produce has changed. Apples have changed like this. Wheat, beetroot, melon slice, your mom, the potato twice.
Much appreciated. Now that we have our cornfield, we need a nice place to eat. We'll just build a nice table and some chairs. Add plates. Now, candles can be used as ketchup and mustard bottles. Perfect setup for a diner build. And if you're more of a mayo kind of fella, just use a white or a regular candle as well. Actually, now that I think about it, you can use the candles to represent pretty much any condiment. Soy sauce, wasabi, Worcestershire sauce, and what happens once we're done eating? Eventually, that delicious cob of corn needs to get out again. There's also a case for your dog that you've been sneaking treats under the table. You can use brown candles to construct a magnificent dog turd. Hey, I didn't make you click on this video, that's all on you. Add them to sidewalks, add them to your toilet floor, or even add them to your roof. The possibilities are endless. Stick around and I'll show you what else you can use the poop-colored candle for. Speaking of the dog, we all know the feeling of sitting at home in your village looking at the sunset, dog barking and parrot chirping, and your headache absolutely killing you from a good night out with your friends. In those cases, we all get a sudden urge to call for powers from the great demons of the underworld to fix those loud disturbances. Fear not, with this simple setup for your demonic summoning rituals, you'll get help right away. You can also create different versions, like one for the sun god of beaches, or a more angelic looking one. Oh, sun god, bless us with your life-giving rays. In fusion we trust. Oh,
Did you know that the summonable nature of the Wither is actually inspired by Terraria? How do we know? Jeb said so himself. Here you see the boss Eater of Worlds, and here's the Wall of Flesh. Give this game a try if you haven't already.
Look at all these beautiful colors of candles. We must be able to use them all for one extraordinarily good-looking build, right? You're correct. Think of them as colors of paint. Now, you have every color needed for your dream art studio. Line them up so they transition into each other as the rainbow. We can use ores mixed in with deep slate to imitate paint that's been dropped on the floor. With my easel idea design, we can even fix our canvas in place so we can begin our next masterpiece. We'll start with the lime color, adding it to our palette table. If you want to have it seem like we already started, you can even add a few strokes of paint to the banner in the easel. For the best effect, make sure the color matches that on the palette. When we paint, we need to make sure the lighting is good, which is why we add a window and a lantern. And in the back of the studio, we'll store our finished artworks. You can use this trapdoor trick to have paintings that seem like they're standing freely. Oh, this turned out great. Have you ever wanted longer candles? Fear not. You can easily lengthen green and lime-colored ones with potted bamboo. If you don't light it on fire, it also looks like an extra tall potted bamboo. Versatile. If you want to lengthen the white and regular candles, just use end rods. They shine even brighter and have just the right width for the candle. We'll have to wait for dyed end rods to elongate the rest of the candle colors though. I personally can't wait for the pink one. And there are even more ways to extend them. Let's go guns blazing. Gray candle on top of chains, all colors on top of glass panes, light gray on top of iron bars, green one on top of a potted cactus, and I could go on. These long candles can be really useful for majestic builds, such as churches, mosques, castles, and so on. In those builds, it can also be really useful to know about the beautiful looking candlesticks that can be made using lightning rods or fences. It just looks a little more classy than placing them on the floor. Look how perfectly they fit in this creepy corner.
Did you know that lightning rods will emit a redstone signal when struck by lightning? What can you use that for? You could, for example, create this cool statue whose eyes light up as it's hit. Lightning also deoxidizes copper, but you can easily do that yourself with an axe. If you want your copper to stay shiny, wax it with honeycomb. Another use for lightning rods is to direct lightning to trapped creepers. That way you can produce charged creepers, which, when they explode, can help you obtain mob heads from zombies, skeletons, other creepers, and in 1.20 onwards, piglin heads as well.
Yeah, I'm not really in the mood for violence at the moment. Did you know that you can create beautiful water pond scenery using leaves, drip leaf, and other greenery? To give it that last little bit of detail, add cattails by placing some brown candles on top of green glass panes. This is actually also really useful when decorating larger lakes or swamps. As if that wasn't cool enough, you can create water lilies using seagrass, lily pads, and pink candles. These two ideas fit together really nicely if I do say so myself. Let's say you want a magical castle in the middle of your swamp. In that case, you might want some floating lanterns. You can make those by first floating some gray candles. You can do this by building up with whatever blocks, placing a candle, and then destroying the blocks. After that, simply hang the lantern from the candle, and voila! Works with soul and regular lanterns too. You can also just have floating candles, like in Hogwarts. If you need to destroy the castle, use TNT and dynamite sticks. Dynamite sticks? Yeah, surrounded TNT with red candles, you quickly come to the realization. Red candles look exactly like dynamite sticks with a little fuse at the top. You could even light that fuse on fire.
Alright, it's time for an idea break. Your brain's gotta be tired. Therefore, we're gonna explode this while you prepare yourself for the final and best candle ideas yet.
Once it's the season, you can use candles for Christmas decorations and a Christmas tree. The decoration here is really easy to do, but it adds a lot of charm to a snowy landscape. Also, like when you use the sweet berry bush, it has such a festive texture. As for the Christmas tree, you can even make a blink and twinkle with a bit of simple redstone. Just hide a repeater underground and integrate some observers and redstone lamps in the trunk of the tree. Another nice addition to the winter village. The chests underneath will turn into presents when the time is right. If you want the texture change on your chest and can't wait, you can just change the date on your computer to December 24th, 25th, or 26th and relaunch Minecraft. They'll be there right away. If you're a fan of The Legend of Zelda or Arthur and the Sword and the Stone, you'll appreciate this one. With some clever stonework, an end rod, and a candle, you can make an epic glowing sword that's stuck deep into a boulder. If you use an upward pointing dispenser, you can even have a little hole in the boulder if you like. I'm not sure if I prefer the brown, black, or light gray candle. Not to brag or anything, but my 6 bathroom related videos have about 40 million views combined. So you definitely seem to enjoy those details for your toilets. Okay, that was to brag, and here's a new detailing idea for the bathroom. We'll have it right next to a bubble bath here, with a faucet, towels, some shelves, and a carpet for your wet feet. This really sells the idea. Here's some shampoo, conditioner, balsam, body scrub, my face wash, and my anti-aging cream. That last one's my favorite. If you fill a large space with candles, you'll find some very strange visual phenomena start occurring. As you move around, you'll see lights and stars in all sorts of directions. And here, we have a box. Pretty neat, eh? Here's a sphere. Even neater, eh? Here, I've made a new world filled with candles. Supremely neat. I talked to a clever friend of mine, and he thinks it's called moire pattern or something. We're not sure, though. Kinda reminds me of these optical illusions where you slide lines over another piece of paper to create some visual trickery that almost looks animated. Also, in case you didn't know, there's a special interaction between candles and cake. If you place a candle on top, it'll actually get placed in a normally impossible position. It's not actually placed in a half-slab position, though. It just becomes part of the cake block. It works with all colors of candles, and you can even light it on fire. The candle pops off as soon as you start eating, though.
Did you know you can create an extremely steep staircase using cake? Just take an increasing number of bites as you go up. Horses will be able to fly up these stairs. It almost feels like a high-speed elevator. Cakes were actually added to Minecraft following the ModDB 2010 Indie of the Year Awards. Notch agreed to add cake to the game if Minecraft won, which led to a campaign called the Quest for Cake. Minecraft won 3 out of the 7 awards, including the Indie of the Year award. And, for the 10th anniversary of Minecraft, the cake model was changed to display a 10 above it, made entirely of white concrete. The worst part about cakes, though, is that even after so many years, they still make a wool sound when you place them. Why? Back to candles. The candle items have actually changed appearance twice. It originally looked like this, which was a bit weird looking if you ask me. Then it was changed to something closer to what we have now, but 2 candles were shown at once, which is also a bit weird. I mean, if I have 3 candle items, and do I technically have 6 candles? Eh. Anyways, this was quickly changed again to the one we know and love, where 1 candle in the hand is 1 candle on the block.
I've recently made a tank video where I found the candle really handy. I used it for both the antennas and the cannon, as these sights you can look down. They also add just a bit of detail and depth to things that have to look complicated without you really knowing what every knob does. A very useful trick. You can find a tutorial for the tank on my channel. It even shoots and everything.